Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Today's Strong Qigong is a command performance, a request from some of you who attend our on-site classes at Haywood Regional Health and Fitness Center here in the Blue Ridge of Western North Carolina, and at Funkytown Fitness Studio down in St. Augustine, Florida. Some of you really enjoy our extended classes where we get to do our full warm-ups. This is a warm-up class made for you, a recording that you can come back to again and again and again. We go from the upper Dantian through the middle Dantian, through the lower Dantian, with all of our warm-ups and stretches. I hope you find this valuable. We do breath work throughout the movements. We make it something that gets us prepared, warms up our chi energy. And in our live classes, we then go into 3 separate sections. We go into a beginner, which is bilateral symmetrical movement. Then we go into an intermediate, which is bilateral asymmetrical movement. And we finish up in our advanced section, which is bilateral reciprocal movement. If these terms mean anything to you, they're actually proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, also known as PNF. So one thing I discovered years ago when I started teaching this around the US to physical and occupational therapists and athletic trainers was that Tai Chi and Qigong and PNF have a lot of overlap. So this is where we make the Eastern and Western meet together and use the ancient wisdom with modern neuroscience. I hope you find this interesting, enjoy this class, and feel free to leave your comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button and hit the notification bell so that you can join us all the time here on Strong Qigong. Let's begin, as always, with some deep, slow, quiet, even breaths. As you breathe deeply, slowly, quietly, and evenly, begin to extend every exhale. As we know from respiratory sinus arrhythmia, something we learn in neuroscience in the US today, we know that the ancients had figured this out. And when you extend every exhale, you tip your autonomic nervous system towards rest and digest. That rest and digest calms you. It actually lowers heart rate, lowers blood pressure, dilates blood vessels in your hands. Your hands and feet sometimes get warmer. These are all methods. And when we extend every exhale as through pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we're using the lower 2 floating ribs, we call them. That's 11 and 12, ribs 11 and 12. They're not attached to the larger rib cage. And at the bottom lobes of each lung, we have a little more reserve capacity. So this is a way to squeeze a little more air out at the very bottom of every breath cycle. And then the next inhale is much deeper through the nose. So we always say in Strong Qigong, the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in through our nose. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we puff out from our mouths at the bottom of every breath cycle. So focus on this. You're recalibrating your nervous system towards rest and digest. As you do so, if you're comfortable doing so, invite your eyes to close so you can focus your mind a little bit further. And as you do, begin to seek out the fleeting moment where your out-breath changes to your in-breath, and then seek out the fleeting moment where your in-breath changes back to your out-breath. The idea is to seek it. You don't have to find it because it is infinitesimal. The idea is to use your mind. We call this sharpening your mind on the stone of the breath. And it's like the visualization of a beautiful heirloom samurai katana. That was a device for justice, not violence. Most samurai rarely use them. They pass them down through generations. And it's like you're drawing that sword across the stone and focusing your mind on that edge. And then you turn the blade and you push it from you, again, focusing on that edge. And it's that turning of the blade, that is the fleeting moment where your out-breath becomes in-breath and your in-breath becomes out-breath. So this is a beautiful visualization. This is a great use of your concentration, sharpening your mind on the stone of the breath. Use it to its full capacity. It can be something you can do one breath at a time throughout your day, or a formal practice, a meditation practice. And when we meditate, what we do is recognize when our mind wanders and bring it back to the task again and again. That's the key to meditation. Oh, my mind has wandered. Bring it back. It's noticing the mind wandering that's as important a part of the process as returning it to the task at hand. After a few more breaths, allow your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Now, today's class, we're going to do a special warm-up class. So we're going to go now into our Qigong breathing and then do an extended warm-up class, the very one we do at Haywood Regional Health and Fitness Center here in the mountains and at Funky Town Fitness down in St. Augustine, Florida. So let's begin by simply inhaling our palms up towards our heart, exhaling our palms down towards our lap. Continue to breathe in this manner, palms rising and palms falling with your breath. As you do so, once again, you can invite the eyes closed to calibrate. And this allows you the full visualization we know lovingly as cleansing the inner body. An old ancient one I learned decades ago from Bill Douglas, the person who brought us World Tai Chi Day. So as you inhale your palms and your palms rise, you might visualize a glowing mist that forms in the core of the earth, rises through the soles of your feet, up through your inner body, the trillions of cells, and settles in the upper Dantian, the third eye center. As you exhale down, you imagine that glowing cloud of mist forms a glowing cloud of rain, and that glowing rain washes down your inner body, those trillions of cells, as your palms exhale downward through the core of the earth and back through the soles of the feet. Now, as your palms rise and fall, you use this powerful visualization. So every time your palms float upward, the glowing mist rises. Every time your palms melt downward, the glowing rain falls. And you feel it washing through your inner body, starting at your upper Dantian, washing through your middle Dantian, your heart center, washing through your lower Dantian, the seat of Qi energy, all the way through the soles of the feet and back into the earth. All in time for your next inhale, drawing that glowing mist upward, washing that glowing rain downward. Beautifully done. And from here, as we breathe in this beautiful visualization, on our next inhale, we pause at heart height in a hugging stance. This is a meditative stance we know as stand like tree. It's where we take inventory of our alignment. So with long neck and light head floating upward like a balloon, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. And between them, our spine gently stretches. This is what's known as the string of pearls in the ancient Asian literature. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. And our feet are parallel in a firm, rooted stance, like a mighty oak. Our three energy centers we were just breathing between rest perfectly on one another, like three smooth river rocks that we gathered and we balanced on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, we feel the echoes of our breath work. We see the meditation of the samurai sword. We see the meditation of the breath work, rising and falling, the mist and the rain. And if eyes are closed, we enjoy it as our hands begin to melt down slowly until our thumbs cross over our belly button and our folded fingers warm on the area lovingly known as the lower Dantian, the seat of Qi energy in the cauldron of the body. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we use the power of our own personal visualization, imagination, and concentration. We blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body. And as we do, we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond, and we draw that light upward and outward through the trillions of cells of our inner body. As we do so, we begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the middle Dantian. And blowing on the embers of both cauldrons, they respond and grow brighter and brighter as we fill the inner galaxy with light. And then we spill beyond the inner galaxy and we bathe the space around us with light, warm, silken Qi energy. May your body be strong. May your heart be calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands begin to melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. We step into the center of our little boat, and the hand on this side of the room makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart. The hand on this side covers it. Together, we take a deep breath in to straighten, and we slowly exhale and bow to one another. As we inhale ourselves back upright, in gratitude for the tradition and mutual respect, we exhale our palms down. When we inhale again, we bring them up overhead an inch apart. We slowly and deliberately exhale down our center line. We're going to do it again, and this time we do so in the Shaolin manner. We inhale our palms together, and we exhale only as far as the heart's center. We do this in deference to the Shaolin, since we borrow so much from them. Inhale our palms upright and our elbows upright, and exhale down. Beautifully done. Now we're ready to step out into our little boat, and today is our special stretch class, the warm-ups we use in our live on-site classes from head to toe. We want to make a recording of this so you can always come back to it if you just want to do the warm-ups. We're divided into the three sections, the three Dantian. We begin with the upper Dantian. A warm-up we know lovingly as the yoga neck roll, borrowed from the yogic tradition. We take a deep breath in and our head floats like a balloon on a string. As we exhale, we let air out of pursed lips as if blowing through a straw. And then we inhale and we begin to inhale one ear past one shoulder. We exhale to sweep across, then we inhale the other ear past the other shoulder. As we exhale and sweep across, notice what we're doing is we're tilting our head, not turning our head. So we're getting the three semicircular canals of the inner ear, rocking from side to side. We're calibrating our breath with our movement, our proprioception, our kinesthesia, our interoception, all moving in perfect harmony. So much of yoga follows these principles, and that's why this is a great place to start. In the yogic tradition, just getting our head rocking from side to side, warming up our upper Dantian. Isn't it beautifully done? Breathe through it. And on this next one, you can simply allow your chin to pause at your chest. Inhale your chin back upright as we go into our classic stretches. The hand on this side of the room or screen floats across to your opposite shoulder and stays there. The hand on this side behind the back. We take a deep breath in and straighten, letting our head float. And then as we exhale away from those hands. Beautifully done. As we inhale back up, we switch hands, we switch sides, and we exhale to the opposite side. We're warming up 3 muscles that begin. Inhale to center and switch again to the first side. They begin just under your ear and they attach to your upper 2 ribs. Inhale back up, switch again. They're known as scalenes and they stabilize your rib cage against your diaphragm. Inhale back up. Beautifully done. Now, this time, reach up overhead, rest your fingers just above your ear. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale with the lightest of finger pressure, melt into this stretch. Inhale back up, switch hands and switch sides. Exhale to the second side. Now we're stretching some of the posterior muscles. Inhale back up, switch hands, switch sides. This is levator scapula, sternocleidomastoid, upper trapezius. Inhale back up. One more to the second side. Beautifully done. As we work from our upper Dantian, we inhale back up, we drop our hands, and we engage our shoulder blades. We loop forward and upward with every inhale. We squeeze downward and backward with every exhale. We call this the Dajue shoulder rolls. And we wake up the area between our shoulder blades, in the ancient Asian literature known as the Dajue point. Waking it up, inhaling deeply, looping. Exhaling completely down. Beautifully done. We're working from the upper Dantian into the middle Dantian. It's beautiful as we go from head to toe. Well done. On your next exhale, as your hands and elbows and shoulders drop down, simply relax and lace your fingers in your lap. As you inhale, loop your hands towards you until your thumbs are facing downward. Then exhale and push forward, stretch out forward. As you inhale, draw the knuckles straight back to your chest. And when you exhale again, exhale and push upward. Make it a deliberate stretch. Then as you inhale, draw back to your heart. And when you're ready, exhale forward, push forward, round shoulders again. Then inhale the knuckles back to the heart. And one more time upward. Exhale, stretch upward. This time, leave your hands up there and begin to trace small circles with your hands in the sky. Once you get a rhythm, begin to make those circles a little bigger. Find your own comfortable circumference. As you're doing so, you'll notice you're beginning to warm up your lower rib cage, which we're about to stretch all those intercostals. Whichever direction you chose, pause and loop in the opposite direction. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply. Always strive to unwind what you've wound. Always strive to balance yin and yang. Always strive to balance east and west. Finally, pause in the middle. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, tip to one side. Stretch all those opposite intercostals. Then inhale back up. Do so to the second side. Exhale, stretch. Feel all those ribs lengthening. Inhale back up. Exhale to the first side. You notice we do things in pairs. Inhale back up. That comes from the scientific literature in the West. Exhale. It's always good to do stretching and warm-ups in pairs. Pause for a moment. And now as you exhale, turn your trunk far as you can. And once you're out of breath, inhale and return to center. And then exhale to the second side, as far as you can. Once out of breath, inhale to center. Let's make it a pair. Exhale as far as you can to the first side. And inhale to center. And exhale to the second side. Beautifully done. Now, as you return to center, soften your elbows. Let your laced fingers hover just above your forehead. This is a favorite of mine I learned from my teacher. And what you do is one elbow loops through the sky, making a big circle. The other elbow engages and loops in the opposite direction. And you imagine your elbows looping big circles from side to side. Do enjoy it. Let your weight shift. Turn your trunk. Get your body involved. Feel the stretch through the rib cage as you reach upward with your elbows. Keep your breathing deep and slow and quiet and even. In through the nose and out from the mouth. In through the belly and out from the chest. In from the heart, out from the mind. Beautifully done. Now, as you return to center, laced fingers above your forehead. Unlace your fingers. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, backward bend, look to the sky, pinch the shoulder blades behind you. Once you're out of breath, inhale slowly to the starting position and do it a second time. Exhale, look to the sky, pinch the shoulder blades. Beautifully done. Now, as you inhale back up this time, make your exhale as slow as you can as you extend your elbows. So by the time you're out of this breath, your hands are clasped behind you. And when you inhale again, straighten the arms as you continue to breathe deeply, slowly, quietly, and evenly. And with each extended exhale, as if blowing through a straw, you begin to gently build the tension between your fingers and palms, as if you're pulling taffy. You continue to build the tension between your wrists and forearms, your elbows and upper arms, your shoulders and your chest. Gently build the tension like pulling taffy between the hands. And finally, release your hands. Begin to roll each shoulder backward, side to side. That feels good. Building that tension, then releasing it. As you roll each shoulder backward from side to side, you're putting yourself in the perfect position to go into silk reeling, what we call windmills. Your eyes start to turn towards your hands as you follow them from side to side. Inhaling your palm up and exhaling your palm down behind you. Windmill warm-ups, also a form of silk reeling. Silk reeling is a repetitive process used Tai Chi and Qigong, Shaolin martial arts, to prepare a movement and to practice it again and again. So you just loop like this. Now, with the hands looping, return that looping back to those shoulder blades where they started. Roll those shoulders. Beautifully done. And if you're turning trunk and shifting weight like I am, you're rocking and rolling and preparing yourself to work to the bottom of the middle Dantian, the bottom of the rib cage, the thoracic spine. We can go right into ragdoll. We can simply start turning our trunk using the turning of our 3 smooth river rocks to allow our hands to simply flail away from the body. From the ragdoll, sometimes called the constant bear, we can go into the pellet drums, flapping or tapping the opposite shoulder and the low back. Deep and slow, quiet and even, we keep our breathing. We prepare ourselves beautifully, flapping and tapping, side to side. Now, after you've started up at the top of the shoulder, you can work to the top of the chest. Somewhere safe to slap or tap, No sensitive tissue up there, up around the collarbone. After you've worked the top of your chest, drop down to the bottom of your rib cage. Those floating ribs we were talking about earlier. Give them a nice slap or tap, depending on what you need today. And then finally, we finish up this upper half of the body by tapping the hips and preparing to go into the lumbar spine for what we call lovingly stirring the bowl. Our hands drift to our hips. We begin big looping hula hoops with the hips. Stirring the bowl. We use this term because pelvis is Latin for bowl. And it's as if we're holding the bell of a wine glass and we're swirling the last little bit of wine in the bottom of the glass. Whichever direction you chose, simply pause, loop in the opposite direction. Beautifully done. This is how we unwind yet what we've wound and balance yin and yang and balance east and west. Beautifully done. Now we can settle in to the center and step out into the wider stance known as Mabu, the horse stance. One of our favorites is the Great Bear Swing. So we take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we turn our shoulders, drop down. Inhale, turn our shoulders, rise to pause. Exhale, turn our shoulders, drop down. Inhale, rise to pause from side to side while you rest your hands comfortably on your thighs wherever it feels right between your knees and hips. Beautifully done. Feel the power of the lower Dantian. That's what I always love about this one, where you feel the transfer of your weight from one side to the other. You feel all that power in the lower Dantian, the seat of Qi energy, what we call in the West as the core. And on this next one, pause at the bottom, but remain in horse stance. Bring your trunk back upright, and before we leave it, we do something we call shifting weight on a figure eight. So you simply rock from side to side and you swivel the hip to change direction. And this is a great exercise to practice. You can do a little silk reeling with your hands like I'm doing if it feels comfortable to do so. It helps guide you. It helps you move your three energy centers from your three energy centers. So this is a great warm-up to do as well, shifting weight on the figure eight. Now we return to center. We bring our feet back into our comfortable stance. We finish up at the bottom. We shift weight to one foot, raise the opposite heel, loop the knee inward. The ankle and foot follow along obediently, don't they? And then we loop outward. We complete the whole limb on this side just by that. We shift weight to the other foot, loop inward. After a few more loops, we loop outward. We're almost done. We settle into our center. We gently clasp our hands and we roll our wrists. We did it from head to toe. This is our classic warm-up we do on site. It's good to have one of these recorded in case you just want to do your warm-ups. Whichever direction you chose, loop in the opposite direction. We always strive to unwind what we've wound. We always strive to balance east and west. We always strive to balance yin and yang. Now, begin your Qigong breathing again. Inhale your palms up towards your heart. Exhale your palms down. And when you're ready, invite your thumbs to cross over your belly button as we finish up. Melt down, cross, belly button, beautifully done. And now, prepare yourself. Inhale the hands up to sync your Qi. Exhale down, beautifully done. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fall. On this next one, invite your hands to pause at the bottom. Inhale them up to heart height and back down. We know this one is opening the door. And we finish up with our final alignment. So feel free when your hands rise again to spread them wide and stand like tree. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and heavy tail melt down. As our spine, our string of pearls stretches between them, our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. Our three Dantian rest comfortably on one another like three smooth river rocks that we gathered and balanced perfectly on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, we feel, or better yet, eyes closed, we feel the echoes, the chi we stirred in our warm-ups from head to toe, the upper Dantian, the middle Dantian, the lower Dantian. As our hands begin to melt downward one final time, our thumbs cross over our belly button. And we resume blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body where we left off at the beginning. We blow on those embers and we delight in the glowing, growing light as we extend every exhale through pursed lips as if blowing through a straw. With each deep ensuing inhale, we draw that light upward and outward. We finally blow on the embers of the upper Dantian, the seat of chi energy and mind energy, our third eye center, where our concentration, our imagination, and our visualization find their home. We blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling our inner galaxy with the brightest light yet. We fill our inner galaxy, spill beyond our inner galaxy, and bathe the space around us. We spill beyond the space around us. We bathe the world around us. We spill and bathe beyond the world around us, and we bathe life itself with light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body stay strong. May your heart be calm. May your mind stay sharp. And may your spirit be free. Yi-Dao, Qi-Dao. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it. As your hands melt to your side one final time, as you step into the center of your little boat and slowly and deliberately inhale the hands up an inch apart, and slowly and deliberately exhale them down, centering your chi one final time as promised. So the hand on this side of the room or screen can make the fist. The hand on this side can cover it. Together we can take a deep breath in. We can slowly exhale and bow to one another, and you give yourselves the round of applause you deserve for making the light you'll see in the world today. Thank you so much. Okay.